hot cuppa and relax. It's Evening Karak with Aisha Al-Mazmi and Mikhail Atiyah
on Pulse 95.
It's Monday. How are you doing this? I'd say it's not a bad Monday, but I feel a little bit more sleepier than usual. I know we've been saying this every single day so far in Ramadan, but I think today's a bit different.
We have a weird shift. That's the case.
No, I just straight up feel tired. Okay, I'm gonna actually. It's not random. I have a confession. So you know how I've been reading Shadow and Bone, right?
Yes.
The book. So initially, I wanted to try going back to physical books. So I've been reading that, but I went back to my usual ebook. Because I feel ebooks are always much more accessible and easier, especially if I'm going to read before going to bed. It's easier to hold my phone in the dark and put it on dark mode and just read through the Books application. So I went ahead and bought the book from the Books application on my iPhone. And then I was fine-ish. But then yesterday I got to a really good part. And I kept on reading. And instead of sleeping right after sending the writing order around 4-ish, 5 a.m., I kept on reading till 6 a.m. And then I was like, okay, this is not good. So I shut my phone and I went to sleep because I was already tired. However, I had somebody coming over to pick up some stuff. Even though I expected them around 8 a.m., they came at 7.
Oh,
so they came earlier than that. So I slept for an hour. And I gave them their stuff, and then when I went back to bed, I'm like, I don't feel sleepy anymore. I slept for an hour, and I was completely awake. I was like, okay, back to the book, which was a bad idea, because I read for another 3.5 hours.
Holy
And I couldn't go back to sleep. So I put down my phone, and I was like, okay, Asha's getting ridiculous. Go to sleep, please. I somehow passed out and woke up in time. Actually, I woke up even earlier than I needed to for my afternoon news shift. So it's like extra hours here and there. And then even after, when I came back home, I even did a quick detour because I was missing chocolate chip cookies that are in a specific, I'm not even kidding, in one specific, petrol station. So just a quick detour, got that, came back home, and I was like, okay, time for a nap. No, it wasn't.
Time for another page.
And I kept on reading. And then I checked the phone. It was 5:30, and I was like, oops. Oh. I was like, okay, put down your phone. Khalas, you're exhausted. Take a nap. Took a nap. Woke up half an hour later. Also wide awake. I was like, it was just 30 minutes. Why did it feel like it was 3 hours?
Oh, my God.
Once again, fell asleep. But this time, I got lucky and woke up right before the adhan, which was ideal, to be honest. But I only had 2:30 seconds to get up. That's
Shadow and Bone. Talk about a page turner.
It's really good. I got to the good part. I could not put my phone down.
I'm feeling a little bloated. I just had some suju and eggs, and I just ran to the station here.
So neither of us learned our lesson. It's been
not at all.
It's been 14 days.
Something about that iftar hour, it just changes. I feel like this whole month just changes our routine.
Absolutely.
And if anything, where usually people say Ramadan is the month where I recover, no, we have to recover after Ramadan.
Oh, yeah, we have to. But it's okay. We're going to keep you guys going for the next 2 hours. We've got our riddle. We also have our Oscar ballots, guys. We haven't checked the answer as yet.
Yeah.
We're going to go through every one of them. And also so much more to talk about.
Yes, we're going to be talking about Cyberpunk 2077. Again, CD Projekt Red is going to be dealing with tons and tons of refunds, and it's going to be costing them millions of dollars. Also, we're going to be talking about an insider, a bit of a rumor, who's talking about what could be revealed in the Nintendo Direct that's coming at the E3 showcase of 2021. And also, we're going to be bringing back a Ramadan binge, this time courtesy of Aisha herself. If you got a few hours to kill, it might not be Shadow and Bone because she recommended that, but
that was last week.
She got something else for you. So, and guys, again, don't forget that riddle, 500 dirham cash, right here on the Evening Karak. So text us 4215 into Salat or do.
Make a hot cuppa and relax. It's Evening Karak with Aisha Al-Mazmi and Mikhail Atiyah
on Pulse 95.
We may need to share a pen because I forgot to get mine from the other studio.
Oh, dear. Actually, let me see if there's one on the table.
None, actually. I moved them back yesterday.
Oh,
I
dear.
put them
Oh,
back
dear.
yesterday because I was trying to be clean and whatnot. So I'm like, clean after yourselves, guys. So I put them back where they belong. So we're going to share a pen if you don't mind.
No problem.
If you guys are wondering why are we sharing pens, it's because yesterday we made our predictions to the 2021 Oscar Academy Awards to see who will win and who will get the most points. There were some categories that we skipped because we're trying to be as authentic as possible. There were ones that we had no idea anything about them, so we just gave ourselves points. So far we already have 3 points. Now let's start off. Picture. I already lost, of course.
Best picture goes to Nomadland.
Nomadland.
I don't even get that. No.
Neither of us get it. So 0 for both of us.
0 on that bad boy.
But directing, you want that.
Best director. I did say Nomadland.
Yeah, it's Chloe Zhao.
I never watched the movie, but I had a hunch because it's just winning multiple awards, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go for it, you know. So yeah, I guess I get 1 point for that.
You get 1 point. As for actor in a leading role,
it's Anthony Hopkins.
Which honestly, I saw it coming, but took me by surprise because I honestly thought they would give it to Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
I think what they did instead is something kind of inappropriate in a way, because what they did instead is that you know how they usually have curate some kind of gift bag for all the attendees. And what they did is that instead of, you know, having a proper tribute, what they did is that they had an NFT. An NFT is non-fungible token. It's a whole thing, guys. We've been wanting to talk about it, but it's quite complicated. But a non-fungible token is basically where you have a very special kind of image or thing. It could be anything in digital form, and you own that special token that says, I own it. Now, there is a lot of things going on within it in terms of
money laundering,
controversy, even in terms of environmentalism, because obviously trying to mine cryptocurrency can be quite problematic when it comes to the atmosphere and global warming, climate change, etc. But what happened is that apparently what they did is they included an NFT of Chadwick Boseman. At the beginning, like, some artists actually started coming out and telling people exactly what's been happening. Some people have been approached through their Instagram DMs, actually, and have been asked, do you want to be part of it? All of it is going to go to charity. Turns out now not all of it is going to go to charity, but rather half of the money. Actually, maybe even a smaller amount, we're not too sure. And the thing cost over $1 million. That's one thing. So who takes the other half of the $1 million? We don't know. Second part is like also that whole, again, the controversy behind an NFT. And is it truly a tribute when you're selling a picture of a late actor that you're supposed to be, you know, celebrating his life, especially in his last role?
It comes with bad taste.
Exactly. And it also turns out that the person or the group who made this NFT actually bought it for $50. As in, they actually bought the piece of art for $50 and then went ahead and sold it for $1 million something. And even before that, the person they bought it from had already stolen it. So it's like, it's a whole chain of things that were not very appropriate and kind of tone deaf. And it's like, what is going on over here?
Real shame.
So I'm a bit upset. Like, even though, like you and I said, when it comes to the entire list of the 2021 Academy Awards nominees, everybody deserved it, doesn't it? Like, in most of those categories.
Which made it very hard.
Exactly. So, actor was Anthony Hopkins. I don't get that.
I get that. I actually checked it right here. I get +1.
So far, I've only got the 3 points you got yesterday. You have 5.
I think we get 4. There's foreign language, documentary short, animated short, and live action.
No, animated short, we picked one. Animated.
Yes.
We
my
did
bad.
pick one.
Yeah, my bad. I'm going to scratch that off. Okay, next.
Actress.
Best actress. I put Viola Davis. You also.
Me too.
And let's actually check right here. It's Frances McDormand.
Interesting.
Completely missed that.
Nomadland. Honestly, we should have picked Nomadland for everything.
I think we should. Yeah, they were doing really great last night.
Adaptive screenplay.
Adaptive screenplay. Let me pull that up. It is Christopher Hampton and Florian Zeller, The Father.
I got that.
Okay, so
Finally.
I'm gonna put that +1 Aisha right here.
I can use.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Pen.
There you go. We're sharing one pen.
We're sharing one pen, guys. It's okay. We do have pens in Pulse 95. It was just on the other studio. So it's 0 here, 0 here, 0 here, 0 here. But hey, 1 point here. Supporting actor?
Supporting actor goes to Daniel Kaluuya.
Yay.
From the Judas and Black Messiah. I went for
got a
Sacha
point.
Baron Cohen, so 0 for me. So best supporting actress goes to Ya
Jung-yoon.
Jung-yoon. I did
So
not
it's
pick that one. I put
0 for both of us.
0 for both of us. Animated feature, please.
Soul. It was Soul.
I really wanted the underdog twin, but
I told you they have to give something to Disney, and it's a given.
yeah.
Disney and Pixar always end up winning. It's rare that somebody else does.
Ah, shucks.
We skip foreign language and move to original screenplay, and the winner for that
is Emerald Fennell from The Promising Young Woman. None of us, right?
None of us got it right.
0. Okay, best costume design goes for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
I get a point.
I don't. I went for Mulan. Original song.
You went for Husavik.
I went for, yep. Oh my God. Actually, it's a long list here. Let me find it.
Yeah.
Original song. It goes for Fight for You, Judas, from the Judas and the Black Messiah.
0 for both of us.
Ah, man. Original song. Where is it? Wait.
Original score.
Original score. Trying to find it here. I can't.
You can.
Where is it? Cinematography, editing, sound, score. Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, and John Batiste from Soul.
I get a point.
I also get a point for that because I
There
also
you
picked Soul. Put that real quick. +1. Best documentary goes to My Octopus Teacher.
Oh, that's amazing.
I get that 1 point right there.
And then documentary short, we skipped that.
Makeup and hairstyle. Goes to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
I get a point.
You and I get a point for that. Here, take the pen. Next up is production design. Goes to Mank.
I get the point.
You went for Mank?
I did go for Mank and Ma
surprised.
Rainey's Black Bottom.
Okay, I went for Tenet. Best cinematography goes again to Mank.
I get another point.
Oh man, I don't think I'm gonna win this.
I hope not. I hope not.
Oh dear. Best film editing goes to Sound of Metal.
Another point.
What? I
Yeah.
went for Trial of the Chicago 7. Okay.
If you guys, you should be tuning into the live stream on YouTube. Just search up Pulse 95 Radio and you should see my massive smile. And also watch us pass around one pen from one person to another.
Bismillah. Okay. Best sound
Goes to
Sound of Metal.
I got it.
I went for Soul. It's the only time I ever pick Soul and I still lose. Next up, best visual effects goes to Tenet.
I got it.
I got that too. I'm gonna put that +1 in my little
Here
paper.
you go.
There we go. Okay, +1. A best animated short film. Where is that? Oh dear. I'm losing it. Okay, no. If Anything Happens, I Love You.
I got a point.
I get a point as well.
And we're done.
Yeah, I think we're done. Let's tally it up. 1, 2. Guys, we're doing a little math here, so just give us a moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10.
15.
Congratulations to Ayesha. Hashtag the Oscar winner humble bragger.
I got 15 correct. As you can see, if you're like, Aisha, have you been cheating? No, some of the categories, we gave each other the permission to pick 2 for
Sort
some
of like
categories.
handicap points, you know?
Exactly, yeah. Like you said, some points for the ones that we did not know, and also for some categories, some of us picked 2, which was permissible. That was allowed, so
Yep.
nobody was cheating. And yeah, let me just do one more count, just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Equals that you won. We got it. You don't have to do it twice.
I'm not. I'm just checking. I'm trying to be as
accurate as possible.
as accurate as possible. Don't want to lie over here. But yeah, honestly, the biggest, and I say biggest thing that I was upset about was obviously Chadwick Boseman, even Riz Ahmed, and even Steven Yeun. Any of those three could have won, and they deserved to win. I'm not saying Anthony Hopkins didn't. He's a fantastic actor, and I did tell you that a lot of people who watched The Father believe that it was one of the greatest movies, within the past couple of months. And again, it deserved to be nominated. He deserved to be nominated, but I feel like maybe, perhaps, they could have done something here and there. Was giving Chloe Zhao the category that is directing. Was it done on purpose? Again, I'm not going after Chloe Zhao's abilities or credibility when it comes to directing, but I feel like, is it their way to hold the token win of the day? Because they do that. They're notorious for that. Like, if it was the BAFTAs, I'd be like, no, really, they don't often do that. But the Oscars, they kind of have one token win, even when somebody else, even if they deserve it. This time, again, we absolutely believe everybody on this list deserved to be nominated.
Yes.
So it was very difficult. But was that the token win of the day?
I don't want to think of it that way. I want to think of it as, this year being the Oscars, like the most diversified nominations. And anybody who even got nominated, I think, is a winner in my eyes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So congratulations to all the directors, the artists, the actors, everybody involved in all of these great nominees. And we hope to see more diversified nominations in the next Oscars. And I hope that my predictions outbeat Aisha, hopefully in 2022.
You want to hear something upsetting, though?
What?
This is the second woman to ever win a Academy Award for directing in the 93 years that the Oscars have been running.
Now, you may see the cup half empty. I see it as half full.
It's half empty.
It's promising that
after 93 years.
I'm saying that now we're seeing some really. It's a small progress, but one that is hopefully gonna bring us to a brighter future.
Hopefully, but again, it took them 91 years. So you guys see where we're coming from when we say that.
Half full, half empty.
Oh, not even half. It's like there's like a tiny bit of water. It's a droplet of water in that cup. But let's move on to something a little bit more positive, perhaps. The riddle is still going on. We're going to play it in a little bit and discuss it because you guys might be the lucky winners of 500 dirhams.
Riddle me this, riddle me that.
All right, it's time to make somebody's day lucky by giving you guys the chance to win 500 dirham cash courtesy of the Sharjah Chamber of Commerce and Industry. All you got to do is listen to this riddle, try to answer it correctly by texting us on 4215 Etisalat Urdu. We're going to play the riddle right now, so listen very carefully.
Does anybody else feel like a fried egg? But you can call me the Riddler.
Riddle me this, riddle me that.
You don't need a doctor and no need for Google to answer this riddle with logic. How many apples can someone eat on an empty stomach? Let me repeat that. How many apples can someone eat on an empty stomach?
The awesome Sharjah Ramadan Festival is back. Solve the riddle and win 500 dirhams cash daily. It's also your chance to win wow prizes from participating outlets. Organised by Sharjah Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Okay, how many apples can you eat on an empty stomach? I'm not sure I can answer that because I'm already full, so I can't really physically test that out with you guys on the radio.
I have
very
no
tough.
idea.
Oh my God.
They kind of ruined it because I was going to say that it depends if you're a doctor or married to a doctor or within the vicinity of the doctor, then you probably can eat a lot of it unless you... If you don't want that doctor to be around you, you can eat a lot of Listen, we do not condone any cannibalism, but I was referring to was an apple. So again, if you do not want doctors around you, you can probably eat a lot of apples. But if that doctor is your spouse, I believe that perhaps you don't want to eat any apples. And I know I'm going down a rabbit hole, But I genuinely cannot answer any of this. I am trying to think and think and think.
I think this is what
and
the riddle is
nothing.
doing to us right now. It's a very mind-boggling one. You don't need a doctor. You don't need Google. Fortunately, this time Google might not help you with this one. All you need is some logic. How many apples you got to eat with an empty stomach? 1 apple? 2 apple?
I'm trying to
I think maybe
of it
just 1 apple is
logically.
enough.
No, when has 1 apple ever been enough?
I feel like, for me, I wouldn't eat more than 1 apple.
What if you're having it with peanut butter?
Okay, yeah.
You're
and
gonna
it's
end up eating like 20 apples.
20 slices of apple.
No, just straight up 20 full green apples,
If
honestly.
it's even dipped in caramel.
I know.
or
I
one
feel
of
like
those
those
hard
are
chocolate.
that's a bit hard, honestly, because your teeth and whatnot, and then caramel gets stuck there. And you try to get the caramel out of your teeth, so it's a bit of not really. But I'm trying to think of it again.
An apple.
How many
apples on an empty stomach? I feel like this has to do with the saying an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but
Again, I've tried to
where's the
rationalize
connection?
it.
Yeah.
I tried to do that, but it's not gonna work. I don't know what they're on.
guys, honestly, we do not know the answer to this riddle.
We never do.
So we need you guys to answer for us. Text us 4215 into Salat Urdu. Hopefully, we're going to get the answer revealed in the second hour. And if you are correct, you may be the winner of 500 dirham cash. Now, what are you going to do with that 500 dirhams?
Buy some apples. Make an apple pie.
Ooh, apple crumbly.
Crumble.
Apple pudding.
Apple crumble.
Apple crumble.
Not a crumbly. I mean,
I don't know. It just sounds crumbly. You know?
well, I love it, honestly. It's really nice, but I prefer berry crumbles and berry pies. It just depends on the mood. But an apple pie would be really nice right now, honestly, now that I think of it.
I'll go
I'm
for.
getting hungrier and hungrier, which is funny because I just say it.
I can't feel hungry right now because I'm a bit bloated, but you know.
But it's fine. It's fine. Guys, we need your help. Text us 4215 with Salat or 2. And again, if you guys do not believe us, we truly do not know the answer. Oftentimes, they send us the answer around 9ish. So maybe then we can give you a hint if you guys need any sort of help. But we know you guys. You guys are super smart. Use Google if you can. Ask a friend. Ask anybody. Ask your teacher, your family members. Somebody will know the answer to this riddle. And as you think about it, we're going to move on to a rumor, and that is a Nintendo insider claiming that Nintendo's E3 demonstration is going to involve Splatoon and The Legend of Zelda. Stay tuned for that and so much more right here on The Evening Cook.
Speculation, gossip, or hoax. Rumor has it.
We are less than 2 months away from the E3 showcase of 2021. Last year it got canceled, and this time around it's going to be all digital. We know so far that the big companies such as Microsoft, Nintendo, Square Enix, and so on and so forth are going to be attending, showcasing, revealing some of their best games. But this rumor has to do with an insider named Samus Hunter, who claims that some of the biggest reveals that are coming from the Nintendo Direct is going to be Splatoon 3 and The Legend of Zelda 2. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. That's a mouthful.
It is kind of anticipated because they've been kind of hush-hush since the day when they randomly revealed it during a Nintendo Direct. That one came as a massive surprise, at least to the majority of Nintendo fans, because none of us really thought that, it's time for another, Breath of the Wild sequel. Actually, a lot of us did not really think there would be a sequel in the first place, as much as there was lots of wishful thinking. And then we kind of got a mini update where they just said, hey, we're working on it and there won't be anything about it for quite a while. That was also announced during one of the Nintendo Directs from a while ago. So it makes sense that perhaps, maybe they've been trying to save up all the time, and energy to eventually just showcase something during E3. And as you guys know, that Nintendo has been very quiet throughout 2020. They've only, even during Mario's anniversary, there was barely anything. They released a compilation of some remastered games, but that is it, to be honest. And they did have some sort of, the Year of Mario, but beyond that, there wasn't anything going on. We had several indie world showcases and mini Nintendo Directs, One of them, the biggest one I believe, was the one that was showcasing Shin Megami Tensei. But beyond that, there hasn't been anything until a couple of weeks ago when we got our first massive and proper Nintendo Direct in the longest time ever.
And even then, people were like, this is not enough. We need more.
It is not enough, which is why I always was like, since that day, I knew not to anticipate anything. And I believe that it's going to make sense, much more sense for them to just save everything for E3, like a big Nintendo Direct, which is usually what they do anyway. They have a massive showcase and they show exactly what they've been working on. And it makes sense that they're going to show perhaps gameplay from Splatoon 3. That was the biggest part of the latest Nintendo Direct when it was showcased at the very end of the video. And also, according to Samus Hunter, they're also going to be talking about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, perhaps another hero, because everybody always, and every single time Nintendo announces something, they're like, who's going to be the next hero?
Please let it be Waluigi. Please. It's been too long. And I know there's still that rumor going around that Microsoft might be collaborating with Nintendo. So again, I had this one prediction that maybe Master Chief from Halo could be the next, Super Smash champion.
Could be. And if you guys remember that last year, any of those companies that often have Nintendo games, such as, Pokemon, for example, if you guys remember, there was a rumor going on that we spoke about a very long time ago, around mid-2020, that Nintendo kind of told them, they're like, hey, if we're not going to have a Nintendo Direct, or we're not going to have something very big for quite a while. So if you got something to announce, have your own showcases, which is exactly what happened. So we know, honestly, this one, even though it's a rumor, it can very much be very true. I honestly believe it. I don't think that there is any doubt that they will showcase any of these. And if they don't, there's a good chance it's still going to be some really, really big announcement, regardless of whether they're going to be about Super Smash Brothers or whether it's Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 or even Splatoon 3. But actually, no, Splatoon 3 makes sense. I feel like that's definitely going to be there, just to at least maybe showcase more of the gameplay.
Honestly, either way, even if Nintendo doesn't show these big games, the internet's going to make a fit about it. And even if they do reveal it, the internet's going to make a fit about it.
Let me tell you.
Just anytime there's a Nintendo reveal, the internet breaks.
Let me tell you, as a Nintendo fan, and as a Pokemon fan, I'm telling you, the worst fans out there, and when it comes to video game fans, are Pokemon fans,
Bismillah.
Nintendo fans as a whole.
And you're saying this.
I'm saying this because we can see how toxic they can be. They are the worst. And I'm really sorry to say this. I know some of you might be Pokemon fans listening to me right now saying, what on earth are you saying? How could you? You guys know that we are the worst Pokemon. We're just the worst fandom out there. We never are ever happy with whatever happens to whatever they give us. So we know that everybody's going to get upset over something. No matter how hard the Pokemon company tries, no matter how hard Nintendo tries, they're going to get upset about something. So it's okay. It's anticipated. But we're not, myself, we might not be anticipating is my next upcoming suggestion for the Ramadan binge, guys. It's a good one. It is incredibly bingeable and it's incredibly wholesome. So stay tuned for that. Coming right up next, right here on the Evening Karak.
A time to binge. What to watch. Read, and play. This Ramadan.
All right, it's Ramadan. You got a few hours right before Iftar, and you're like, well, what do I do? How do I kill those hours? Well, we have a special new edition called the Ramadan Binge. If you're looking for a show, a movie, a book, a game to binge a few hours, we got a recommendation for you. This time, courtesy of Aisha Al-Mazmi.
So, you know how we often talk about what would be something that is going to be the breakthrough for Apple TV Plus every single time, because nothing really pops out when you think of Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
Ever. They've got Scene, they have the morning show, which according to people, the morning show is interesting, but a lot of people are not, they're not that big of a fan of the TV show. But guys, I found it. I found the TV show that basically...
The streamer killer.
It is what sets Apple TV Plus apart. And I feel the fact that it actually won an award for it And also that if anybody, you tell them about the show, like the people who watched it, everybody can, it's a consensus that it's one of the most loveliest shows out there that are streaming right now. And that
merits attention.
It definitely does. And it is Ted Lasso. And I've spoken about it briefly to you, Mikhail. It stars Jason Sudeikis. And I did not know that this series actually existed at all until remember how we were talking about, I'm trying to remember which award. I believe it was, I think it was the Golden Globes, yes. And it won Best Television Series, Musical or Comedy, and also Best Actor Television Series, Musical or Comedy, where Jason Sudeikis won that nomination. And I was like, what are you talking about? You guys can't nominate TV shows that nobody heard of? No. Everybody should be hearing about it. And basically what it obviously stars Jason Sudeikis as an American football coach who is hired to be a soccer, as in, the regular football coach all the way in Britain. And the thing is, he knows nothing, absolutely nothing about football. And I mean, like, absolutely zero.
He ain't right for the job.
He just was like, okay, he's like, okay, I'm going to move across the world and take on this new job with his assistant, Coach Beard. He brings him with him. Coach Beard is hilarious himself. He is actually Brendan Hunt. Brendan Hunt is, if you guys have watched SNL, you probably have spotted him over there. So it was great to see him. And even his mannerisms, they're exactly the opposite, but exactly the same as Ted Lasso. And basically, they are hired by Rebecca Wilton, who is the owner of AFC Richmond. So they're already playing, or at least they're going to be the coaches of a Premier League team, as in something that is elite, which is not some random, ragtag bunch of people. No, it's an elite group of players, and he has to lead them. And obviously, off of the bat, everybody in Britain hates him. All AFC Richmond fans hate him, which honestly makes sense. I mean, like, obviously, some random American comes up and is like, I'm going to lead you guys to the finale. And they're like, no, you're not. We have absolutely no faith in you.
So he's like an excommunicated coach trying a new life in a new world and a new sport.
Yes and no, because he simply just decided, I want to take on this new thing. And the thing about the reason why Ted Lasso is a very different sort of, I'd say, main character is because he has absolutely like the biggest heart of gold. He is just the sweetest man out there, and nothing brings him down. And no matter what people say, he always sees the best in them. And even the players who hate him, he saw the best in them and he kept on pushing them. And even again, when he doesn't know much about the game, he somehow still manages to give the correct responses. He basically learns on the go, and he just makes the correct decisions on the go simply because he has faith in every single of these players, and even faith in the owner herself, which kind of, spoiler alert-ish, she actually kind of hired him because she wanted to tank the team.
Oh, okay.
But even that, basically, he keeps on triumphing. He keeps on winning their heart, which is why I'm telling you guys, this is such a lovely, very easy to watch, chill TV show, and it's just incredibly wholesome because no matter what happens, he always gets through it. And the comedy in it is very nice and subtle, nothing in your face, nothing.
It's like soft comedy.
Soft comedy, but it's the right amount of comedy. I actually did burst out laughing several times. One of my favorite characters is Roy Kent. He is the captain of the football team, and even him, he's just an angry man, and just like, imagine like an angry person just out there, just being angry for entirety of the season. It's just very interesting characters. There is obviously Jamie Tart, who is a show-off kind of new, the star of the team, who thinks that he is the best. Roy Kent, again, he is the veteran. He's been doing this for several years, but is he too old for the team? How is he going to keep on that legacy, etc.? Lots of tension, but also the tension is not the type that you get annoyed and angry at. It's the type where you see people change slowly, and even lots of development, growth, and character development that happens within those 20-30 minutes of an episode in those 10-11 episodes. and it's just beautiful, and I cannot wait for the second season.
Aisha's Ramadan binge, Ted Lasso. It's also an Apple TV Plus exclusive. If you have TV Plus, great for you, but if you don't, alternative links.
Some of you guys might actually have a subscription without knowing. If you have bought any sort of Apple device within the next past month, so if you have a new iPhone, laptop, iPad, whatever it is, you are eligible for a free 1-year subscription. So go take advantage of it. And you can even watch Wolfwalkers, which is Mikhail's favorite animated film.
Please watch it.
And I'm also going to be, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be talking about another of Apple TV Plus's exclusives. But not for now. Right now, I'm going to be hyping up Ted Lasso, which I believe everybody should be watching. Now we move on to our next story. Coming right up next, CDPR is issuing at least 30,000 refunds for Cyberpunk 2077, and even the number they gave is not even the full number. It is in the millions. Stay tuned for that and so much more right here on the Evening Karak.
Make a hot cuppa and relax. It's Evening Karak with Aisha Al-Mazmi and Mikhail Atiyah.
On Pulse 95.
We're almost closing in to 6 months. Actually, it's 5 months now, but I think by May it's going to be 6 months since the release of CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077. And as you guys all know, the disastrous launch of that game, the unplayable state, the list of, it's an endless list of bugs and technical issues and patch notes, and we're not even talking about the lawsuits, and we're not even talking about the just the terrible reputation, class action lawsuit, the community being furious, and all of that. The refunds are still on, they're still rolling.
Yes, and the thing is, first off, they said that they have refunded 30,000 people, or at least they made 30,000 refunds, and which apparently cost them $2.23 million. However, that only covers the Help Me Fund refund program, when in reality, if you actually look at the company's latest financial reports, which means it includes the other refunds, perhaps through Sony and through maybe perhaps Steam and Xbox, etc., that actually cost them $51.2 million.
And I think they're going to continue to lose money because the game, and I've recently went on YouTube, is still not that great. There's still all sorts of issues. There's this funny one about people complaining about the police AI, and he's like, oh, I updated the game, I'm playing around, and so he just sort of does a crime, and the police detect, and as he's driving away, the police spawns in his car and then comes out, and it's like, it's just, this game is just, it's infuriating.
Yes.
And it seems like it's going to be a year until it's released before I can actually play it. We're still waiting for the next gen upgrade.
If I were you, I'd give up. I'd absolutely give up. Because even with those patches, nothing is working out. If you remember that one patch that annoyed me, even though I don't play the game, it is the one where if you hadn't saved during a specific point and you go and play the game is going to keep on glitching regardless whether if you have updated it or not, and it means that you need to replay the entire game for you to go past that weird checkpoint or glitch. So I'm just saying, how many patches are they going to release? Even though the latest one was, they released some really big ones within the past 4 months, and still, it barely made a difference to the user experience. It may have done some small things here and there. You'd think that by now, if it was a successful game, by now at least a good couple of diehard fans would have completed the game to some extent.
Not at all.
Not at all. We haven't heard of anybody.
I think after the reviews, the player base just completely dwindled. And there's a lot of people like me who are just waiting for the game to be playable to come back. But I think even then we'll just start losing interest and move on to the next big thing. Oh man, I think it was a few days back. I was on YouTube reading through YouTube sections, comment sections, and one guy he's like, I can't believe I spent $2,000 for a PC build just for this game.
Well, that's okay.
Just to show you how much much hype was in this game and how much disappointment now it is.
As I was saying, that's okay because there's going to be some other newer games that will probably need that $2,000 upgrade. So I tell him it's not a bad, investment.
It's a good long-term investment.
It's a long-term investment, so we shouldn't worry that much. Also wanted to correct myself that those are the projected losses, as in they expect losses of up to $51 million. So
that's what they publicly show. There's probably a lot more money being lost, and we're not even talking about the company's actual stock value because some of that has went down as well. It's just that the way we put it now is just there's really no good news about Cyberpunk 2077.
No.
And that promised belated review is going to be postponed even more.
Yes, I think we should just give up on it, but Mikhail's holding on to last.
Can I have I need to make a confession.
Go ahead.
I did not refund my game.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Is that why?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna review it eventually.
Sony removed it, and the refund policy has ended, and I'm just sitting there just waiting until it comes on the PS5.
Well, check up on Mikhail in 2 years from now, guys. Perhaps then it's going to be eventually playable.
Oh my God.
We're going to be taking a short break, and the hour continues. Coming up next is the second hour of the evening Karak, starting with the guest. Let's see if Mikhail is going to get his second point, or am I getting my fourth point? The John Wick spin-off. Apparently, the premise of the series has been announced, and also an interesting thing about a very smart Japanese man doing some shady things, but honestly, he's smart. I'm gonna be with the criminal side this time.
It's one of those.
I do not condone it, but he's right. I'm on his side. We're gonna be talking about that and so much more, only here on the Evening Karak.
Make a hot cuppa and relax. It's Evening Karak with Aisha Al-Mazmi and Mikhail Atiyah.
On Pulse 95.
Hope you guys are excited for more of Aisha and Mikhail because, yes, guys, we're still going on until 10 p.m. Yes, if you were watching us on the live stream, you would have seen me just take a quick glance at the clock because I'm losing track of time, and I don't think you can blame me for that. Since
you're sleeping, you're reading, you're sleeping, you're doing a little nap here, grabbing a cookie, coming back, reading more.
I can't grab a cookie. I was fasting, Mikhail.
I'm saying because of your today's daily routine.
True, and I also had to come to work, then come back, then read, then take a nap. That's all I've been doing for the past, I'd say, 12 hours, for the past 15 hours.
Well, don't mind the clock, just to focus on what we got to talk about today.
Yes, starting with the guessing game. So far, the tally is 3 for me, 1 for Mikhail. Am I going to keep on that lead going? I hope so. I'm hoping that, especially since it's Mikhail's turn with the guest today.
It's a doozy.
I don't mind it being a doozy as long as it's something that I can actually guess.
And this time, it's just one soundbite. There's no.
That's not fair.
You can ask as many questions.
That's not fair. I always give you 2.
It's a beefy soundbite. Like, you listen to it.
Good.
Either you get it or you don't get it. But don't worry, you can ask some questions. And you can join in, guys. Text us 4215. It's a lot to do. And use that text line as well to get a chance to win a 500 dirham cash courtesy of the Sharjah Chamber of Commerce and Industry. All you got to do is listen to our riddle throughout the hour and try to answer it correctly. You answer it correctly, I want to give you that 500 dirham cash, and then I'm going to call you, and then I'm going to have you give that back to me. Just maybe finesse the system. Illegal. I'm just saying.
I don't think that's allowed.
Okay, fine. 50-50. Just let's make it work.
Again, it's not allowed, especially since, why do you get 50? What do I get?
Okay, let's split it 3 ways. I get a third, you get a third, the listener gets a third.
500 divided by 3. No calculator. No calculator.
No, I want to do it.
Go.
Okay,
500 divided by 3. Let's go, Mikhail.
I think it's roughly 170?
No.
180?
No.
How much?
166.
We should do a guessing game, but with numbers. I know you and I are just going to lose every time.
We're just going to give up every single time because we suck at, but we don't suck at is, guys, talking to all of you and sharing some nice tidbits throughout the hour. So stay tuned for that and so much more right here on the Evening Karak. Coming up next is riddle. So listen very carefully.
Who? What? Where? It's as good as a guess. Evening Karak's guessing game. Pulse
Well, I'm hoping you guys are tuning in to our live stream on YouTube so you can see my facial expressions as I listen to Mikhail's hint today.
We're doing, again, another guessing game where we take a little soundbite from a movie, game, show, or maybe
Song,
even a song, maybe even a podcast.
Anything.
And we're basically challenging each other. This time it's my turn to play a soundbite, and Aisha has to guess where it's from. I'm going to give you two ways you can do it. Either you can guess where it comes from as a form of media, or maybe even the character of whatever this is. So let's play the soundbite right now.
Sure, we'll sing and play games, and Mother will cook your favorite meals.
There's one tiny little thing we need to do. For you, our little doll. Black is traditional. But if you'd prefer pink, or vermilion, or chartreuse. Though you might make me jealous.
No way! You're not sewing buttons in my eyes!
Oh, but we need a yes if you want to stay here.
So sharp you won't feel a thing. Ow!
Coraline.
You know, just tell me when did you figure it out? At what point in the soundbite?
It's the buttons.
It's the buttons.
The buttons.
I was really thinking of not putting that in, but then I'm like, I feel it wouldn't be fair because it would sound like the dialogue is coming from anywhere.
The thing is, I never watched Coraline ever.
Gelby.
But I know the premise of it. That's why I'm like, okay.
Again,
Actually, no,
you didn't watch
it was-
Breaking Bad, you guessed it. You didn't watch Coraline, you guessed it. This is, I don't know. I'm gonna have to make it tough on you next time. And I say this, but then I feel this need to be a little fair because we gotta keep it.
Mikhail, I mean, I'm giving you hard ones, but they're still fair. You can still do both.
I should have put the
That
buttons
worked.
I should have put the
It was the stitching. It wasn't the but it was the stitching. When it said stitching, and I was like, oh, okay, stitching.
I see. Okay.
And the fact that also the parents kind of seemed fishy and was like, doesn't hurt. And I was like, the only okay, obviously they're very shady parents throughout all of media and movies and TV shows, etc. But it was like, it sounded like a cartoon, like a children's show or a movie. So that's the first thing that clicked on. Okay, it's something for kids at least. And then I was like, okay, what is something for kids that has shady parents and the said stitching is not gonna hurt? I was like, yeah, that's Coraline.
You know, fun fact, Coraline is probably one of those movies my sister Dana has watched maybe 100 times. She would watch it and then take a break and come back and watch it again from the start. It's just addicting to her. And I get it, because it is one of those movies that is a classic, and the older you get, the creepier it is as a story. It's like, oh my God, this is for children, you know? And I think you ought to watch it. I mean, if you already guessed it and you kind of know, I know you may have seen the spoilers or something.
I've seen everything about it, more or less.
Oh, okay. But still, I think you should watch it one day. It's a nice experience, you know, on a sleepless night, you know, and you just having trouble sleeping, you know, just pull up some Coraline.
Keep me awake even further, right?
Okay, so the guessing game this time around, Aisha has won again. Congratulations. Checking on the scoreboard, Aisha has now 4 points, and I have unfortunately 1. I need to think this through a little bit.
I honestly thought at the beginning it was a Barbie movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, at the very beginning. Because
she said doll, you know.
No, it's just the way they spoke. And I was like, this sounds like interesting. But yeah, I thought it was a Barbie movie. If it was a Barbie movie, that would have been more interesting, to say the least.
If anything, I'm really impressed. For someone who's not watched the movie, knows it very well, and you deserve that point 100%. And that is it, guys, for the guessing game. If you got any of your own little recommendations, text us 42215. It's a lot to do. Always love to use those little guesses against each other as we continue to tally up the scoreboard. And coming up next, we're going to be talking about John Wick. The world of John Wick is slowly but steadily expanding. We're getting tons of spin-offs. Namely, the one we're going to talk about next is the prequel that is going to detail out the origin of the Continental Hotel and its very own host. Oh my, oh my. So stay tuned for that and so much more right here on the Evening Karak.
Make a hot cuppa and relax. It's It's Evening Karak with Aisha Al-Mazmi and Mikhail Atiyah.
On Pulse 95.
Before we delve further into the story, Mikhail, I just want to give you a reminder that I still have not watched John Wick, so please, no spoiler territory.
Okay, good thing you did that. Good thing, because I was gonna get into it a little bit.
I knew you were. I had a feeling, which is why I'm like, wait a second. Before you talk, no spoilers.
I won't say too much, but we have 3 John Wick movies now.
Yes.
There's a 4th one in the works, and hopefully a 5th one.
I will watch it. I promise you guys, I will get to it. Not in the time being, because we do have to play Near Replicant and watch Shadow and Bone and finish reading Shadow and Bone. So guys, when we're done with that, we give you our reviews. Perhaps Mikhail will get distracted by Resident Evil 8 and I can go and watch John Wick maybe.
No problem for me on that matter, but let's get into what we're talking about today. One thing that I love about John Wick is you can't get enough of it, and it's especially its ability to world build, just to build the world around the titular character that is John Wick, the assassin world, the other underground crime syndicate kind of world. And one that people really love about it, now it's not much of a spoiler, but this is the Continental Hotel in the movie. It's something that we see in every film. It's sort of like the sanctuary, the safe garden, where it's like the Hitman Hotel. Whenever you step in, the number one rule is whatever business you have, you keep it outside the hotel because it's strictly forbidden. And this is one thing that people love about just the world building. It's like, what's the deal with this hotel? And how did a place that is so chaotic and full of crime, have this sense of order, And luckily enough, LionsGate TV, Kevin Beggs, who was the chairman for LionsGate TV, has just confirmed that they're going to be working on a television series called The Continental that's going to explore the John Wick universe 40 years before the first movie, focusing on a young Winston. Winston is the host or the hotel manager of the Continental, and every episode is gonna be comprised of like roughly 90 minutes.
Wow, that's
pretty beefy.
That's very beefy. That's the equivalent of at least like 3-4 movies in one TV show. And I really love that. I love it when now we see this new trend, which again, we're enjoying, that where they go backwards, they give us a prequel, and they delve into it within a TV show rather than a movie. And I've said this before, and I feel like when it comes to any sort of thing that needs a lot of details, especially, for example, a book adaptation, it should go straight to TV and not into movie form, because we've learned the hard way that more often than not, it is very hard to go into the mythology, the backstory, the experiences of a character or a bunch of characters if they're done throughout a movie, unless we know that there's going to be a very long movie or it's going to be like a trilogy or 4 or 5 movies in a row, which even that can take years to complete and may cause or end up with being, something that is kind of tiring for the loyal fans to watch. But TV show, we love that. And honestly, I'm excited about this, and it's even pushing me further to finally.
Please.
Listen,
you don't know what you're missing out, girl.
I told you what's the issue. It was Netflix. They removed it.
Anna, I will get a hard drive with all the movies, 1080p, Blu-ray, 4K resolution.
First of all, I don't trust your hard drives, Mikhail.
Give me your hard drive.
No, I'm not giving you a hard drive, because the last time I gave you my new USB, you destroyed it for me. I have no idea what you did to it. I got it back, and it stopped working. It was brand new, Mikhail. So I refuse to give you or take any sort of hard drives from you. I apologize for that.
The best thing I can do is just constantly remind you to eventually watch John Wick.
No, I'm going to murder you if you do that.
Okay.
I don't like people who
I'll find other means then. That's the case.
What are you going to do? Just send me like an email that is a scheduled email once a week that says John Wick. Don't forget to watch that.
Maybe.
Calendar invite every Saturday. Did you watch John Wick? Today seems like a perfect day to watch John. I will block you. Can you block people on email?
I think you can, yes.
I will do that if you do that. So
but I send you the stories.
Send me this. Good point. Point taken.
If anything, I'll find another means of trying to remind you. But what I really like about just John Wick and the universe itself is that, in a weird way, it was always supposed to just be one film, just a standalone, but because of how successful it was and just how demanding it was, the creators and the people who were involved with the project expanded the world of John Wick with every sequel. And with that, we just loved it even more. And we were so curious about every aspect, from the currency to the strict laws that these criminals have to abide to, and that hotel. And now we're getting a whole prequel focusing on a lot more on that. I just cannot wait for this series to come out. There's also another spinoff that it revolves around, and this is a bit of spoiler to John Wick 3. I won't say anything.
Spoiler.
I won't say, but
I will murder you.
It stars a female character in the John Wick universe.
Okay.
Who and why, I cannot say any more than that, and I won't. But
thank you. I appreciate
John Wick
that.
fans, text us 4215 Insular. What part of the world of John Wick would you like to see be explored besides the hotel? That is something I want to hear from you guys. But coming up next, we're going to be talking about that Japanese man, The Hustle.
The Hustler, honestly. Why did he get arrested for this? And is he really a criminal or just a super smart man? Again, we do not condone his activities or actions, but I gotta say that was really smart and I support him. Coming right up next, right here on the Evening Karak.
Not in the news?
Not in the news. Weirdness that happened
Today.
True story.
Now, I'll admit, I'm one of those people who loves to use all sorts of coupons, special deals, buy one, get one kind of thing. And I don't shy away from any hangout or outing from using those special offers. And I think it's a little bit of a hustle. I always feel proud when I ask them, like, well, do you got pheasant or you got smiles? Or like, yeah, well, here's my little card. I'm going to get a little discount. But it seems like this Japanese guy has went above and beyond the call of duty. And Aisha says, well, it's quite the hustle.
It's quite the hustle. It's, I understand, because what this Japanese man did, he dated 35 women at the same time to get birthday gifts. And it was truly a hustle because he got a lot of money out of them. About 100,000 yen in gifts, and the fact that he allegedly gave every single woman a different birth date.
Oh my God. Okay.
See, the thing is, even though he was caught for it, and obviously we do not condone, messing around with people's emotions and whatnot, but how did he get arrested? Like, on what charges?
I don't know. Maybe because it's like there's a law where you can't date this many women.
Is there?
I
don't think so. But the question is, like, if he lied to them. Again, we do not condone lying or messing around with people's emotions and hearts. That is not nice. But at the same time, they kind of agreed to it. So it's like, fool me once, shame on me kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
fool me 35th time, I'm going to call the police on you.
With 35 people at the same time. And I get it. Who doesn't want 35 birthday gifts?
I wouldn't mind doing that. I respect the hustle. This guy,
respect it.
Like, I can imagine how did he micromanage 35 dates in a single day, right?
I don't know if it's a single date. It's a different date.
Okay.
As
so
he's been birth dates.
So it's one of those things where, hey, my birthday's for a whole week. So for that whole week, I'm going to just date multiple people and get myself those birthday gifts.
Again, that's the thing. It requires a lot of thinking and maneuvering. Because just like Caleb said, 35 women, so probably a whole year-long operation. He would need to have basically planned it out where this person that he's dating at this point does not get a specific birth date where it's maybe 3 months into the relationship, where it's, it's kind of settled in there, like, yeah, we can give each other gifts now, something like that. It's very weird, but I get it, honestly.
Talk about
respect the hustle.
Respect the hustle. Respect the materialistic obsession of birthday gifts. I mean, I think this guy maybe in his younger time when he was a kid, I don't know, something traumatic happened where for the rest of his life he needs to just chase birthday gifts. He feels like he's never
got a birthday gift. He
never
in his
got
life.
one, from his parents, from his dearest friends. I remember one time on my birthday, somebody gave me back was like in grade 6, because everybody was like, we're at class, the teacher would like give everybody a birthday gift, and one guy, he gave me a wrapped up aluminum foil, and when I opened it up, it was just a bunch of pens and erasers. And bear in mind, this was like the last week of middle school. And he's like, "This you might need this for next year."
That was nice of him, to be honest. Come on, that was considerate of him.
I don't know. You can think of it considerate, or you can think of it as like last minute. I didn't think it through. Let me just put a bunch of pencils that he got from his pencil case.
That's a sacrifice. That adds more to it, Mikhail. That would be one of your most considerate birthday gifts ever. Think about it. He saved you the paying money to buy new pens and pencils next year. In return, he has to buy new ones for himself. So think about it.
Okay, what if you were in this relationship scheme? If you
I
found
would have
out,
murdered him.
Okay.
I would have murdered him. That's the issue. Like, you see it from the woman's point of view, and you're like, that is really, really not nice. That is really mean. Don't do that to people. That is unfair. Those are people, or at least a lot of women who put a lot of faith in you, who appreciated him and whatnot, and probably saw him as an important part of their lives. But at the same time, like, respect the hustle.
I respect
at the same time.
Honestly, this could be like a potential movie, like a romance comedy of some kind.
Yes, absolutely. Maybe like, lovers, enemies to lovers trope, right?
Yeah.
As in somebody's, eventually they were, dating at the beginning, and then obviously she finds out, he gets angry, they start something, and they kind of hate each other now, and then they kind of fall in love again. I don't know. There's
and
so
then
many
she walks
tropes.
into his apartment, she sees all these pictures of women and a red line. It's like, what's going on? What's all of this, It's like the twist of the story.
Again, very easily can be turned into a movie. At least turn this into a movie instead of the Emoji Movie, right?
You're right. Hollywood, pick it up. And if you can give us a little commission for recommending this idea.
It's not our story, Mikhail. It's an actual real-life story.
It's public domain at the moment, but we're just saying if there's some commission for pitching ideas, text us 4215.
I don't think there is if it's not a original idea. But coming up next, a really strange original idea from Saturday Night Live, where the host of SNL is gonna be Elon Musk for God knows what reason. We're gonna be talking about it.
It's about time, honestly.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying.
Guys, we're divided again.
Oh,
Stay tuned for that and so much more right here on the Evening Karak.
Make a hot cuppa and relax. It's Evening Karak with Aisha Al-Mazmi and Mikhail Atiyah.
On Pulse 95.
Saturday Night Live, which I haven't watched for quite a while because it was getting kind of boring and repetitive. But lately they've been having some interesting hosts. So maybe perhaps I'm going to go back to picking some of my favorite actors and actresses and interesting hosts to watch the previous episodes. But this one, happening on the 8th of May, will be having Elon Musk as the host and Miley Cyrus as the musical guest, which is my question is why?
Elon Musk, more like Elon must watch. I'll give myself the cricket noise.
I mean, it's good. I'm not going to say it was bad. It was good.
I tried.
You tried well. You did well.
Why do you feel iffy about Elon being the guest of SNL?
I have a thing with getting people who do not know how to act in the first place to come and act.
If anything, I think there's entertainment in that.
There isn't. I'm telling you, as somebody who watched season after season, as I used to watch every Sunday, I used to download Saturday Night Live with, through what?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for several years. And it was one of the few things that even though when I dropped or haven't watched a lot of TV shows, that was the one constant every single week. And let me tell you, when you watch anything that involves an actor or an actress or any sort of host that doesn't know the faintest idea of how to act, it shows and it's incredibly boring.
Bear in mind, he actually did star in The Big Bang Theory. He guest starred in The Big Bang Theory.
That doesn't count, Mikhail. I'll tell you why as well, because in Saturday Night Live, you need to know that it's live. They're actually reading everything right in front of them. So it requires a good level of acting for you to actually be entertaining. More often than not, when you have that sort of guest that is very boring, doesn't know really how to act on their feet, what ends up happening is that the entire cast has to carry the skit through. And you as a watcher, personally, it becomes really, really unentertaining, to be honest.
There is still, how do I say it? There is potential in deadpan humor, and I think Elon Musk has that.
I'm not even talking about deadpan humor. I need to go watch several episodes of SNL for you to understand what I'm saying.
I know SNL. I've watched it for quite some time, and I think they've had worse guests than Elon Musk in the past.
He's gonna go with them. With the group of worst guests ever, he's gonna go there. That's why I'm saying, as much as it's got nothing to do with me, my personal grievances against Elon Musk. That aside, I just think that I know that usually what SNL is trying to do is they try to get interesting people. I get it. But you still want to maintain that entertainment factor.
But I believe there's entertainment.
I know,
this is Elon Musk. He is a meme machine. He's the public figure
but he's not making up anything. He's reading off a script, so it's not like he's doing anything. And honestly, he's not a meme machine. He's really boring. He's like, there's a reason why his company is called The Boring Company.
Oh, boy. I'm going to give you that one right here. Take that clap.
Thank you. It was on the spot. But the thing is, again, I really don't think he is a meme man either. It's like, I know the 40, 50, 60-year-old uncle who's just on the side who thinks he's cool, but he isn't.
Except
he tries to be cool.
Except that he did have some influence in some big industries.
Yeah,
and some of them came as legitimate memes. Like, for example, the Dogecoin. Dogecoin.
Yeah.
To the moon, it was kind of a bit of a joke, but now it's rising up in value. People are putting actual money into it.
Dogecoin isn't his.
I know it's not his, but he's riding on that joke, and it's usually because of him that it inspired a lot of investors to jump into it.
And funny enough, he is also the reason why lots of Tesla stocks just dropped down into the red. Because of the amount of times he actually makes some really, really terrible tweets to say that just make him lose favor in the stock market.
He is still, nevertheless, a very interesting individual.
I need you to go
He's
on
someone
Twitter.
that I think is going to really look interesting and entertaining when he jumps into those SNL skits. Okay, I want to give him benefit of the doubt. They might be somewhat funny. I think they're going to do jokes about cryptocurrencies. They're going to make some jokes about Teslas, his crazy, ambitious ideas about SpaceX. So I think there is some entertainment in that. There's going to be, of course, the SNL vet comedian actors themselves to carry the show with him.
See, that's the thing. They're not with him. They are going to carry the show alone, and I can guarantee it.
Oh, dear. Well, if anything, I'm excited. Aisha is just sort of like, well, if there's something funny, let me know, kind of.
We're going to watch it. How about that? Let's watch it.
I'd love to watch it.
And we're going to see how bad it is. And I know it's going to be bad because, again, there's so many times. Sometimes even veteran actors and actresses cannot do SNL. It's a very, very specific type of acting. Requires improv, sometimes requires you to be alert, requires you to be ready to learn so many skits at a time, and also be aware of what's in front of you. It's all very difficult, which is why, kudos to all the actual cast of SNL for being able to do it sometimes for season after season after season on a weekly basis. So I don't think I have any faith in Elon Musk here.
I would love to be on a Saturday Night Live, even as just an extra or in the audience. It would be honestly a dream come true.
That would be fun, yeah.
But let's put that on a bucket list. But for you guys, if you're hoping to win 500 dirham cash, this might be your chance. Text us 4215 Etisalat or do. We're going to be playing the riddle one last time. Listen well and answer, and you might just be 500 dirhams richer.
Make a hot cuppa and relax. It's Evening Karak with Aisha Al-Mazmi and Mikhail Atiyah
on Pulse 95.
It's that time of the hour when we announce the winner to our riddle today, and I think it was a very, very good riddle. We did go into the details of how if you can have a doctor as a spouse or a family member, that might cause problems to your apple eating habits.
And then we actually asked the question, how many apples can you physically eat with or without peanut butter?
With or without peanut butter. And honestly, I said that if you have peanut butter, it can be an endless amount of apples. To which Mikhail said, not really. But trust me, guys, if you've had green apples and peanut butter, you know I'm right. That is absolutely, it's an infinite amount of apples. Just keep on coming. As for the answer, we were kind of right with the whole doctor thing, and we're thinking about it and just going right into it. And the answer just happens to be, Mikhail.
So the riddle is, you don't need a doctor, you don't need Google to answer this riddle, just some logic. How many apples can someone eat on an empty stomach? And apparently it's just one apple, because once you eat one apple, you don't have an empty stomach anymore.
They were right. It was very logical.
The logic is right there. I think I'm bloated. I think because you read too many pages today, and we just can't figure out the answer. But to a lot of people who answered throughout the whole day and during our evening cut, there's so many people who answered it correctly. And because of that, I'm going to do a spin the wheel, just pure random. I'm going to pick a winner. I'm spinning the wheel right now. And the winner is Rahal. Congratulations, Rahal. He actually texted in. Let me find his little answer.
Congratulations to them, honestly. 500 dirhams. You know what you can do with 500 dirhams? Get a lot of apples, that's for sure.
And a lot of peanut butter.
A lot of peanut butter as well, but the good type of peanut butter. Because you got 500 dirhams, you can splurge.
He actually says he is going to buy himself a rainbow LED astronaut light lamp to keep him company during a late night Netflix movie sessions. I'm glad he won that 500 dirhams. Congratulations, 500 dirham cash from the Sharjah Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
What were you gonna say?
It was kind of there every time.
Creep.
Oh dear.
You know, like what?
Like
the basilisk in the Chamber of Secrets.
Oh my God.
That was a good one.
Slytherin
through. But yeah, congratulations to you again. 500 dirhams. They are a good amount of money that you can use for a lot of things.
Do take a picture of those LED rainbow lights. I want to see them, and I think you can also. I think you might have a gaming setup as well.
Oh yeah.
So tag us at Pulse 95 Radio. We'd love to see the fruition or the fruits of our little labor here at Pulse 95.
Our labor or their labor?
Our labor.
I mean their labor, because they're the ones who are going to set up the lights, not us. We just want a picture of it.
Yes. We want some proof.
We want, not because you're required to, but because you want to share the happiness.
We love when we want people to flex on us.
Flex on
here
us,
at Pulse
guys.
95.
Here on the Evening Karak as well. Mikhail, do you think I'm going to finish the novel today?
What page are you in exactly? Page out of what?
300 something out of 500, and I read like 200 last night.
If you don't finish it tonight, wow, you're a fast reader. If you don't finish it tonight,
when I get into it, I am. When I get into it,
I think by the next show tomorrow, 8 p.m., you might be telling us that you finished it. So.
I hope so. I hope the momentum continues. I purposely stop on, I give myself cliffhangers so that I'd be like, I need to get back to it. Instead of stopping during, when you have those boring chapters in between?
Yeah.
I don't do that. I stop exactly where I'm like, I want to know more, but I'm like, hold on. Go do your thing.
And an efficient reader. Oh my.
Exactly. I mean, I've been saying efficiency is super important in your life. Always be efficient. Save your energy and do the smart thing. And the smart thing is to keep on tuning in to Pulse 95, but not today, because this is the last of our shows tonight. But we continue. There's going to be a riddle starting from 8 a.m. tomorrow on the morning majlis throughout the day. And then make sure you're tuning in tomorrow at 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. for the evening karak, only here on Pulse 95.
If you liked this episode of Afternoon Karak, drop a like and subscribe.
Pulse 95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.